Hello, everyone. Hi, Chew. How are you? Doing good? I'm going to see if anybody something would like to play some bingo. It don't matter if they do, don't. I just was awake. I made a Thai purse tonight. You can hear me fine. Good? Thank you. So, what do you do all day? Chores around the house. Chores around? Yeah. We babysitted my daughter's dog, and you know, you work too hard. I'm playing some music from the concert. If I can get my hand to do what I need it to do. Ooh, shoot. Oh, well. Let me see. You tell I'm not, was never good at this. Not relaxing, yeah. That guy was my cameraman. He was in my way all night. Man, let me see if I turn my screen down. Brightness. Maybe that'll help. Trying to get it to. My hands are not wanting to hold anything anymore. Yeah. Oh well. I was in the front row, so I get a lot of the light. Let me see if I put my screen down. Let me try doing my screen. Maybe if I lower that. Okay, let's see. Mm. This is my old phone. I never can remember how to do things on it. Hi, Cyclops. Yeah, you want to come up? You can come up if you want. I'll leave you the link. Um, okay, I did that. We could talk about music or play musical games. There you go, sweetie. Let's see if I can find yeah, it's all the way up. That's why. Let's see. Now let's go back to the music. Let's try this one more time. Oh shoot. Take it. There we go. Maybe that'll work. Oh shoot. Hi, sweetie.
Hello, young lady.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, the concert was fantastic.
Well, man, if I had to pick three bands to put on the list of like, well, if I had like a choice of 20, those
Hmm.
three would be on that list.
Yeah. At the last minute, they had Uncle Cracker come on. I mean, like it was like about a week to 2 weeks before he became on the menu, venue of it.
Yeah, he kind of.
I'll
I,
try to
I,
do
I can
this for
see
you.
ZZ Top and Skinner touring together. Uncle Cracker, little bit different, but
Yeah.
good show. Hey, just FYI, if I drop off,
Uh huh.
I was supposed to be getting a phone call from Silver Steeler here when he
Okay.
gets off work. So with this stupid iPhone, as soon as he calls, it's probably going to kick me right off here.
No problem.
But when I'm not sure what he's wanting to talk about, but when he's done, I'll come back. I just didn't want you to think I'd jump ship on you.
That's okay. I know you won't leave me. That's okay. How's Pops doing?
Oh, Pops, knowing him, he's probably in the process of tying one on.
Yeah.
He, I think he was live last night.
I don't know. I slept. So, you know, but I've been like, pretty much staying off, just doing my bingo and that, trying to mind my own business and that, and go and start the computer. And next thing I know, I hear my name being mentioned. And it's like, people grow up. Just grow up. That's how I feel.
Uh, Screw him.
Yep. Screw.
Screw him. Pardon my language, but screw him.
Yeah. I ended up getting 4 picks.
Sweet.
Yeah. ZC Top never gives picks out. And the guy did give me. He pulled it out of his you know how he has that fuzzy guitar? The cover of it?
Yeah, you talking about Billy Gibbons,
Yeah.
the main one that's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, he pulled it out um right out of the guitar for me and that.
Sweet.
Hi Shirley. Hi Miss Southern Belle.
I sure
Yeah,
Miss Southern Belle. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Billy Gibbons. Him and what was it? What was the other guy's name? Wasn't it Dusty something?
it was Dusty, and I can't think of the other one's name.
Billy Gibbons, and Frank Beard was the drummer.
Yeah.
But I remember in the '80s when they came up with that Sharper Dressed Man album.
Yeah.
That's when they broke out the fuzzy guitars that they could like just spin around in a circle.
Yes.
I can't believe they're still playing those guitars.
They do still spin them in that too.
Wow, I believe it. Hey, you find something that works, don't change it.
Leonard Skinner was supposed to sign this one or the other one I had here. Guess where he signed? Right on my ZZ Top one.
Yeah, I saw that video where he walked over to like a
speaker holder.
Yeah, like an amplifier, and
yeah,
that was pretty sweet.
Yeah. And like I said, he couldn't really hand it to me, but that cameraman that was in front of me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I kept wanting to smack him upside the head.
I know. Well, I bumped him with the cardboard and the security. You can't do that. I'm like, I can't even, see. I mean, I was in second row, second seat,
I paid
first row.
$600 for this seat. I want to see the show, not the back of this jackass's head.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He'd only move if you moved this way. He moved that way. If you moved this way, he moved that way. So it was like unbelievable. But he did give me a guitar pick, and he handed to that guy, the cameraman. The cameraman's handing it to the guy behind me. He goes, "No, the pretty blonde. I mean, pretty redhead with the blonde with the yellow shirt on." My brain is not working. Hi, Mo.
Hey, hot you cooking in a mo. How y'all doing?
But yeah, I pulled it out of there and he handed it, and he was so sweet. It was a great concert. It really, really was a great concert.
Well, nice. For that kind of money, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Tea at Nana's. Now that's a new one on me.
Who?
Tea at Nana's.
Yes. I'm trying to MLZB. She used to be or something like that. She's a very nice lady. Very nice.
Well, she's here. I figured she was.
Yeah. So that was the last of my concerts. But that's okay.
You mean for this year? You don't mean forever.
Depends on how much my health declines faster or not.
I can relate to that.
So I didn't try to stay live very long because I could see my hand going like this, So that's why I made sure I didn't film very long in that. But I did video. I just didn't stay live long.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the guy was right in front of me. Why, And then I had a radio guy right beside me. He was rude. He said hi in that. And I was like, I looked at him. I says, I know you from somewhere. Because I have one of those that I remember people, faces in that. He told me what radio station he was from. And that, but he didn't want to talk after that. That's all, except for when I hit the guy, cameraman with my cardboard. That's when he said, "Yeah, I'll pay all this money and can't see the show." That's he said to the security guy. I'm like, I agree,
Yeah, well, I agree as well.
You didn't have to. He didn't have to be up on the platform. He could have went off the platform and videoed from there. You know what I mean? No, he's right at the stage, right in front of them, and it's like, man.
Some people's kids.
Yeah. He just didn't want to move from where he was. He's afraid of falling off the little platform.
Yeah, I got tickled a couple times. Yeah, he would kind of like lean to the left, and I could see, I could tell you were leaning to the right, and then he would go back to the right, and you'd lean back to the left.
Yeah,
I was just waiting for you to bop him upside his head.
No, I don't want to be kicked out. I didn't want to be kicked out, so I was like really. Plus, my regular security guys weren't down in the front, so I knew I had to behave because these people didn't know me. They would have picked me up and threw me out. And then I would have cried.
I used to know all the security guys that worked the concerts in the big venues in Nashville. When I worked EMS for years, and on some of my nights off, I worked part-time for them. So I got to know all of them. And there's still several of them that are there that I know, but it's getting to be less and less.
Yeah.
But it was fun, you know, get to listen to the shows for free. And the ones that, you know, had a little beef to them, they'd put us in the pit, you know, between the barricade and the stage,
Yeah.
where we'd spend all night throwing people back over the barricade. Yeah, I would rather be walking around, but always got stuck in the dang pit.
Well, see, that wouldn't bother me. I like the pit. I like being down there, and I don't like rudeness down there, but I handle myself when these people are rude to me. So I don't play a game, you know. Just get out of my way. I'm not bothering you. I don't want you to bother me. And if you feel you own all that space, you don't. And that.
Yeah, I'm too old for that nonsense now. Catching these 250 pounders and throwing them back over the rail. not
Well,
not these days.
you know, they don't allow any kind of movement anymore. I mean, like the things up to there on me, it's like right here. And I'm only 5'2", so that's how high the gate thing is. And you're far enough away from the stage, even though we're up close, you're far enough that it's like you'd have to be 9 feet tall to get, you know, the lay across there to get to that. But
Yeah.
they have lots of rules now.
Oh, they've cracked down on a lot of that. I remember the last concert I worked for the security outfit was a Kid Rock concert.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge Kid Rock fan. I do like a couple of his songs.
Yeah.
But I swear to you, from the beginning to the end of that show, I heard that man say his name 87,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, God, I'm never going to get this guy's freaking name out of my head because it's Kid Rock this, Kid Rock, Kid Rock, Kid Rock,
Yeah.
Kid Rock. And after that, I said, you know what? I did some like private security for him, armed security for usually it's country music stars. But as far as working concerts, yeah, that was it. That did me in.
So yeah, like I said with my news disease, it's harder and harder to stand. It's harder and harder to not do the shakes all the time. So
Getting old sucks, doesn't it?
yes. I was working on my sewing machine, working on making a purse, and this is I'll make myself bigger, that way it'd be easier for you to see. Come on, computer. There we go. There we go. This is a tie purse so far.
Did you get your sewing machine fixed?
Yeah, I got it some and now it went back out. So I have to fix it. That's why I stopped. Yeah, I wanted to I'm making that for Lisa D. She won last month's thing, so I'll just send her that. Plus some other things in that, but I haven't put the straps on that yet. Hey, Shirley.
I'm sure she'll love it.
Yeah, she does. She's a sweetheart of a lady. Shirley, you're the only one here to play bingo. I would have played bingo. Now, Saxwell, he come here to hear my music. Yeah, tomorrow I'll get it all a bunch of questions ready for you and Bob.
Yeah, your audio sounds 1,000. I don't know what happened the other night, but your audio sounds 1,000 times better now.
Yeah, I went and these wires are all, my table like moves a lot, and the wires were all getting loose in that, so I had to tie them up and uh angle them just right, you know.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Shirley. I missed her saying hi in the chat.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I should be doing this. I forget.
I'm terrible. I've been hanging around Pops too long. We get to talking about the most ridiculous nonsense, and everybody forgets to look at the chat,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially Pops. He's the worst one.
I know. I know. See, long time ago, someone brought it up to my, because I used to have a whole panel of people in that, and they brought it up that I don't read the chat, and I'm like, no, I got so into the conversation up here, but
You
I
know, it's
I
it's
do try
easy to
to,
forget,
yeah,
especially with when I'm on my phone. I can either have the panel up or the chat up. I can't have them both up.
okay. Tia Nana says I love his voice. He sounds like he could have a podcast.
Well, thank you.
Now go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, uh, you know, do you know Spud Lee? His
Uh-huh.
one of his Aussie buddies. Her name's Rogue Nightmare.
Yeah.
She is a character. Every time, I don't know how she does it, but when we're on the panel at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
she can go in like to where my little icon is and change the name. Usually I just put Stacks, sometimes Cyclops Stacks, and she'll never say anything, and it's usually up there for an hour or so before I notice it. She'll take away my name and she'll put in Tennessee Penny Melter. Like, damn it, woman, we please
Well, you
stop
know how
doing
she
that.
did that? Because she's manager over on Spuds.
Yeah,
And so she can do, like, I could change your name too, because I'm the owner of the channel.
yeah.
But Tia Nana says, swoon. Ooh, man. Well, if it's going to be like that, I'm going to do it like this, you know.
Oh Lord, what are you gonna do?
I put the guy up.
Okay.
I put my guy up.
Yeah, you trip Pops out on that one a little bit the other night.
I need to, you know what I need to do is get a picture of Pops so I can put it on my icon when I'm over there.
Oh, he did a video, and it's kind of my fault. I dared him.
Mm-hmm.
He was he had one, he tied one on, which is pretty normal for Pops when he's alive. But
Yeah.
uh, I think I brought it up just messing with him. Told him, yeah, man, you need to do a little short video. Take a couple of your stickers, put them on your man boobs, and dance around. And he actually did it and posted the video, and he took it back down the next day. I wish the hell I knew how to save that video.
How to
It
record.
was
Yeah.
so funny. He was wiggling and jiggling all over the place.
Yeah.
I gotta give him credit. It takes some. Well, I'll say it nicely. It takes some guts to do that.
Yeah, he's I like him. You know, I like you and him. Oz. You know, I don't like people who are fake. You know what I mean? I like people who are strong-minded and straightforward type people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So, and Tia Nana says beefcake. Mine is a beefcake. But I was happy that I finally figured out why my feet were hurting all the time. Here, I've been buying shoes and they're not wide; they were regular. I kept wondering why my feet, man. I mean, like my last two toes and then underneath would hurt so bad. I couldn't. It was hard to drive. You know what I mean? To push down the gas and it. So I ordered myself some wide shoes off of and a size bigger, just so if my foot swelled up and that, which they did. My foot filled that shoe. Like I'm a 7.5, and I think I'm a 7, and I ordered the 7.5 wide. So by the end of the night, my feet were all spread out. So how's Stiller Stacker doing? You there? Uh-oh. He'll be dropping. Well, I'll go back to playing some music. Let's see. We'll pick another song. I just did that one. Let's see. Is this? Yeah, this is Uncle Cracker. Let's see. It's just a picture. Oh, here we go. Okay. Come on, hands. I move this. What's it move? I knew it was going to do that. I can't get it to stay the way I want it to stay. Okay, Ellie Cat. Oh, come on. It's hard to hold that up. And that. What the heck? So, everyone, what's new? Let me turn this air on. I've been taking my medicine, so that's why I'm not asleep yet. I'm not watching television. Oh my. Someone's going to come in and wonder what the heck I was talking about. Oh, you want me to go back? Okay, there you go. This is what she was talking about. So I started on my bingo, I started doing spreadsheets on it. And that way I keep track of everything instead of all these papers laying and going all over the place. T, is that better that I have that up? Huh? Is that better to have that picture up than my face? I can say, yeah, it looks better than me. I better get that link for her, for Alicat when she comes over. There you go. Alicat, I just put the link in for you. I don't know what happened to Stacks. Hey, girl, what's new?
Hey, not much. Hold on. Let me turn off the YouTube side. There we go. Yeah, I just shut my stream down. I was doing trivia and 2 UK guys come on and just, it wasn't the nice UK guy. These were 2 big mouths. And so first I ended the stream. They were still rattling on and I just said, screw this. It's giving me a splitting headache.
Yeah.
So we shut my stream down. They're probably all going, where did the C go? I can't believe she just ended her stream.
Yeah. It's hard to control some people.
Yeah. Hi, Chew. Hello to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, there's T and Anna, and Shirley was here, and Chew, Cooking with Mo, and Miss Southern Belle was here for a little bit.
Hard time sleeping?
Pardon me, hon?
I said, are you having a hard time sleeping tonight?
No, I forgot to take my meds, so I was busy trying making sewing and making purse out of ties.
Thank you for saying that. Let me go run and grab mine because I forgot to take mine too.
Yeah.
Where'd Stacks go?
I don't know. I know he had a phone call to go to, but he has to use that phone, or maybe different phone. I don't know. He said he'll be back if he disappears, you know. It's 11:21 there. That's what it is. 12:21 here, my time. Ooh. Oh, my dog finally left my room. He likes to lay right beside me, and that. So then when I got to get up and move, I have to look down the road. Let's see. I'm gonna play some music. Let's see who.
Okay, I'm coming back.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I just said I'll start playing a little bit of music because I was here by myself.
Oh, you're in the same time zone as me, Chew.
Where's my song? I want to listen to. Might not be on this one. Okay, we'll use the other ones I like. I know. I could turn it down now. So what kind of trivia did you do?
We played general trivia.
Wait a
drink and
minute, let me
wine.
turn this down so I can hear you. Why
We played music, general trivia, food and drinks. But I had two that came up and took over my stream, and I could feel my head thumping.
Well, let
so
me do it.
like, I'm out. So first I shut the stream down. They were still backstage, still talking to each other. And they were two extremely intoxicated, very large men.
Here, wait a
One
minute.
from
Let me turn
Scotland,
this
one from
music
England.
off. I didn't hear a single word you said.
I said I had two men up there from the UK, and it wasn't the one that everybody has fun when he comes up. It was two extremely intoxicated, very loud men.
Yeah.
Kept interrupting the trivia game, and I finally just got to the point where my head was pounding, and I just shut the stream down. They were still backstage, still talking very loudly to each other. I'm trying to find the mic adjustment thing to turn their mics totally down, because every time I would mute them, they would unmute themselves.
Yeah.
And I was just like, shut it down altogether.
No, what you do is there's a little part where you go and kick them from the.
I did kick them,
Kick them out. No.
but because the link was up there, yeah, they come into my back chats, and the one guy I get along with real good.
Hi, boat man.
But he was vouching for the other guy, and the other guy, I said, look, I've only heard of him, which I haven't heard very good things about him either. And he's like, oh, I can vouch for him. He's a good lad, I was like, all right, Dan, you say he'll be cool up here. And as soon as he came up, he started complaining about Polarin. That Polarin was bullying him down the chat.
Oh.
And I was like, you're out. You ain't gonna be talking about Polarin.
Yeah.
So, and then I popped up that you were alive, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go hang out with KK. So I had just shut down my stream, and my husband called, and he said, I'm on my way back home. And he said, what are you doing? And I said, I just had to shut my stream down. And so I, gave him a quick rundown, like I'm doing with you, on what happened.
Yeah.
And he goes, you're never going to learn, are you? You're never going to learn. And I said, well, I'm going over to hang out. Said, I'm going over to head out. I'm going to go out with KK.
Oh, you should have said, called me and said, KK, come on over. You know how much I would have loved to yell at them and get them off.
You wouldn't have got a word in edgewise. I was screaming at them. I was yelling, shut up. This question's for the chat. He said, yeah, but I got it right. I'm like, well, good. You got 6 out of 100 questions so far. You're brilliant. You must have a 200 IQ. It's like, but I mean, for the most part, he was being funny. It was when the other guy came up, and then this other girl wanted to come up, and I know they're part of. Those people are part of the community that we don't want to run our channels. So I'm gonna tomorrow when I turn my stream on to watch it, I'm gonna go through and block those people out.
I'll tell you what, I was over there earlier and you had Kitty up there, and I was like, nope, not going over. Sorry, not a
Yeah,
Kitty.
she was nodding out. She was already nodding out anyway.
Yeah.
She wasn't gonna be up there long. And I knew that because she's been streaming since early this morning, and it's it's already morning there again. So I knew she wasn't going to be up there that long. Yeah, my husband, he came into my chat.
Yeah.
When we were playing trivia yesterday or the day before. I think it might have been yesterday. And I said, why didn't you jump in on the Metallica question? Because I knew you know the answer to that one. And he goes, as soon as I saw her, he said, I left.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? And he goes, you know why? And I was like, okay, well, nobody knows who you are. And you were typing in the chat, so I don't see what the big deal was. He said, can't stand her, don't even want to see her face. I was like, all right.
I got to agree with your husband on that one. I do. I don't like her. But that's why I walked away, because I feel that is your friend. She is Victoria's friends, I think. But I walked away from her. She was wacko, more wacko than me. So, I mean, she's probably better now, but that's my opinion. And I rather walk away than, cause a problem in the chat, like I said, when I lose respect for someone, I lose it, period. I mean, and that's how I feel, because, hi, Trucker. I guess you guys want to play some bingo.
I don't.
They do. I had bingo up. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to play bingo. My regulars. I don't know how many still here. I have to have at least four ones. 4 people playing. Janice says, yes, I want to play bingo. Checkers too. Come on, go get 2 more people, guys. Share me out, get 2 more people. But I've mellowed over the years I've been on here. And, the last straw makes me laugh, is someone saying, I want to be kumbaya because I want to have positive attitude and that. And, I want everybody to get along. No, I'm just not fake. I just was trying to bring laughter and bring positivity,
Is this the person that I know? Because it sounds very, very much like the person I know.
You've seen in bingo that person, yeah. But it's
okay. Well, I'm not sure. Oh, okay. I think I know.
Okay. And then to top it all off, that made me mostly laugh was I was getting some harassment recently by some people from reselling. And I said, do you think it's still a cult? Do you think YouTube has cults? And those people think I was talking about them. So I wrote saying, "You're so vain."
Should have played the song.
I did.
Well, I was on that stream. I didn't hear you play the song.
No, not that date. No. This is not just recently.
Oh, okay. I thought this
See,
was
on,
the one.
on my PD page, I wrote, "Do you think there is cults here on YouTube?" And I got some messages from some people that said about they're not in a cult and things like that. And I'm like, I didn't say you was or wasn't. I asked the question, do you
Yeah, it was
think?
just a general question.
Yeah. You shared? Okay, Janice. Let
Well,
me know when the
know,
reward. Pardon me?
if you think about it, everything turns back to politics. So as soon as you hear the word cult,
Yeah.
you know who supports who by the
Mhm.
way they answered that question.
Oh, well, hey, the one beside you, he's a Trumper.
Oh,
We'll really
Lord.
get on. Chew, I want you to play bingo.
And she was like, I don't want to play bingo though.
Huh?
And she was like, I don't want to play bingo. I didn't push the one.
Choose a he. But yes. I'm going to show my purse I started making out of ties again. Oh,
I keep buying stuff, Kathy, and I just can't get motivated to do anything.
no.
I like that.
Okay, and then the strap is this, gonna be this color. It'll be that one. And the inside, I made this.
Very nice. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Nana, come play. Okay, girls, we'll play it for just for fun. Who's all in here? I'll give you 4 games. I don't even know how to do this right now. My brain is not working.
Oh, Kathy.
Yeah.
I turned on my HP and it's working. I'm on my HP computer.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I was sitting. It was just me and somebody else. I was up on their panel, and I was straining so hard to hear them. And she was walking me through, trying to show me how to, make it so that I could hear everybody. It didn't work, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get my HP, and I'm just gonna say, please God, let it work. So I plugged it in. It lit up, and I was like, but it actually lit up because I thought it was totally dead because it was black ass screen. And I mean, I couldn't do nothing with it. And then gradually it rebooted itself and did, everything it needed to do. And so I'm on my HP and I'm happy because now I can hear everybody when they come up on there. Unfortunately, they were very loud tonight, but yeah. So now I have 2 working laptops. Maybe I could take the brand new one back and get a couple $100 back that I need. It's always good to have backup. I'm a prepper. 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
Okay, the girls want to play some bingo because I do have it up for bingo. But I'm only playing 4 games, girls, for fun. Okay? Because I was hoping to get more people in here that want to I'm wondering how Betty's doing. And that. You want to play bingo? Just pick out some numbers.
No, but you know what I will do?
What?
You want me to keep track of your numbers for you? On who's playing?
Oh,
Seems
no,
how
they
this
have
little
their
one-
numbers. They'll tell me when they got bingo.
Oh.
I have it on spreadsheet. Okay, guys, I'm getting the bingo game ready. Okay. Look at that. Okay. Put this full screen. Okay, guys, can you see that? Okay, here we go. Reset. Confirm 1 second. We'll play regular bingo. We'll shuffle it. I'll be with you in a minute. Okay. Come on, phone. Why won't you? There we go. Okay, guys, here we go. We're going to play. No, we'll just play the regular because I don't feel like doing 10 numbers while bingo. I'm trying to get my phone to stay up long enough so I can do. Here we go.
G56,
Oh, let me turn up.
075, and 32, and 45, 068, G58, B7, G51,
And I'm playing with you guys. Mine's-
I17,
My numbers are
B3,
the same as always.
B9, 071, G47, and 38, 069, B15, G57,
I haven't even
And
gotten the
34.
number yet.
Me
Janice
either.
is winning for it.
B1, 064, I28, G53, B12,
Janice got 2 already.
I23,
Maybe Janice is the only one that's playing.
and 43,
I have no numbers yet.
074, B4, I29, B6,
Old Trucker got 2. Janice got 2. Woohoo!
G55,
Oh, I got one. I got one.
B14, 063,
Trucker got 3 now.
B10,
1 finally. Me too, huh?
and 35,
Oh, I got 2.
I20, G46, I30,
Shirley got 2.
I26, B2, 070,
Nana got 2.
I would have had 3.
42,
Don't play along. Ooh, Trucker's up to 4.
G59. 065. And 41.
Oh, Trucker says she has bingo.
061.
Okay. You look at your numbers, Trucker. My thing will open. Okay. Trucker. You know what I did, Trucker? I forgot to leave your 5 numbers there. Trucker, I mixed up and put all your 10 numbers together. So, yes, you got bingo. I'm sorry. I'll have to go back.
Congrats, Trucker.
Yes, congratulations, Trucker.
My trucker should be walking in the door any minute now.
Okay, good to shuffle it up. There's game 2.
073. G57.
Oh, that's okay. It's for fun,
And
Trucker.
37.
I'll give all 4. I'll give all of you extra points for
B5.
coming in and doing this. So I'll put Trucker down.
And 36.
T and Anna
B10.
I got 1.
B6.
and Janice.
I24.
Okay.
G51. G59. G46. G58.
Oh, I have 1.
Yeah, I got 1 too.
Just put a 1 in the chat. Oh, I can't put a 1 in the chat if I'm on the wrong page. Wayne,
B3.
sorry about that, guys.
B8. 061. I21. G56.
Janice got
B2.
1.
I26. And 40. 071. I17. 067. I16. 069. And 41. I27. And 45.
I only have 1 number.
And 43. G48. B7. 066. 070. And 33.
Ooh, I got 2.
I19. I20.
Janice got 2.
I22.
Oh, I got 3.
063. 064.
Ooh, T and Anna got 4.
062. And 38. And 44.
Ooh, I got 4. 3. Wait a minute. Wait.
And 31.
I got 4.
G53. I29. G60.
Shirley got 4. I got 4. T got 4. Janice got 4.
B11.
Who's gonna be the winner? This is bingo first.
I18. And 35.
Alley Cat got 2.
B13.
Come on, 55.
I 25.
Oh, not 25, 55.
G50.
T, there is
I 28.
okay. T got bingo. So I add you to the list. I'm not checking tonight. No fun. Let's just have bingo. Resetting the board. The alley cat came up to 4. Congratulations, T and Anna. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone.
And 38. G54. G46. O66. O73. And 43. O64. B10. O67. O62. G60.
I got none so far.
O61.
Wonder if I can get a goose egg.
B6.
Oh, there goes my goose egg.
G48. And 45. O68. B9. G47. And 41. O65. B14. G59.
And then
And
anyone has
44.
one, or all of you's going to just say bingo at once.
I 28. And 37. G52. B13.
T and Anna got
B15.
one. Ellie got one.
I 17.
Oh, T and Anna got
And
2.
35.
Oh, I got
I
2.
30.
Didn't realize it.
I 19. O71. I 16. I 24. O72. And 32. B11. And 33.
Ooh, I got 1, 2, 3.
B5. And 34.
Anna's got 1.
I 18. B1.
Bingo,
I
T and
20.
Anna. That's twice T and Anna. Wow. Didn't T and Anna just said she had 2? Then all of a sudden she got bingo. Woohoo! Here we go. Yeah. I'm giving you all 5 points for showing up tonight.
G51. O64. G56. And 37. O74. I 29. And 36.
You blame Bill? Okay. Yeah, I blame him too.
B8.
Okay, Janice got 1.
And
Ellie Cat
44.
got 2. Tucker,
G49.
you're a hoot, KK. Oh, thank you.
O73. I 24.
T got 0. Janice got 2.
G52. I20. I18. B10.
Okay, guys, if I win this game, this
And
last game, I'll give you all 10 points.
B6.
I got 2.
O67. B2. And 45. B1. G58. I17.
Alley Cat got 3.
G48. B9. And 35.
Oh, Shirley got 2.
B5.
Janice got 2.
I28. And 41.
What do you think if Nana wins,
I22.
then we know it's right.
G46.
Nana
I19.
got 3.
And 34. O68. And 32.
I got 1. I got 4.
B13.
I'm not even watching the board. Oh, shoot. I did that on the wrong page.
G57. And 43. I30.
I want 33.
O71. B15.
I said if I win,
B11.
you get 10 points apiece.
O72.
Come on, 33.
B12.
B11. B11's been
61.
called again. Bingo.
And 39.
Oh, Alley Cat got 5 too. Bingo for Alley Cat. Okay. Let me go add you all to the I'll show you what I do. Woohoo! Ah. Let me see something. I don't know how. Let's see, share. Okay, let me see. If I do that, but then I can't see how I get that up there. Let's see. Let's do this. I don't want it that small. There we go. Now, go back over here. Let's take that one out so it doesn't confuse me. Share that. All right, I got it now. Okay, let me do this. There you go. That's your numbers, and that ain't what I wanted. Duh, KK. I'm gonna add you. You're welcome. Let me add, I have the wrong board. See, I'm gonna add 10 to each of yours. Okay. Did that go over that other one? It don't look like it. Let's see. Take that one out. Make that big. I'm getting there, guys. It takes a little bit to go all the way around on this. Okay, now. Nope, that ain't what I want. Present is what I want. Share screen. Windows. There. Oh, a day without bingo is a day without shine. Okay, I'm gonna make this big. So, okay, let me see. I got Trucker and Fiat and Janice. Okay, so let me get over here to your game names. I'm just going to add 10 to each of your. Okay, and Trucker. Let's see which Trucker. Tia Nana's down here. And she won all 3 games. So she got 13. And Trucker, you got 13. I think, how's that? And Shirley, give Shirley some. Okay, I'll give her 10. Okay. How's that, guys? Do you see? See, I'm behind the thing, so I don't know what you guys see and what and that. So that's why I was saying. Okay? Okay. Love yous, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the 4 games. Why isn't this? Oh, there it goes.
It's only 5 numbers.
Yeah, 5 numbers on this one.
Oh, I was playing 6 numbers. I had 2 bingos.
Yeah. Yeah, we play on Wild Bingo, we take 10 numbers because it gives you numbers, a wild number. So, like, say it's 13, all the ones that ended up with 3, those are all lit up. So, okay, Janice, love you, honey.
Good night, Janice.
Yeah. So we could talk politics. It's just us 2.
Why'd you close your stream?
No, what? I don't have to close.
Oh, okay. No. Oh, gosh. This chair is killing my back. I need to invest in a computer chair or something.
Let me see what kind of chair you have. No. Okay, wait a minute, the back. Okay. Okay, I'll make you a cushion for it.
That'll work.
Yeah.
I've got this pillow here behind.
But that's just at the bottom.
And then I have a lumbar pillow under my butt.
Yeah.
But the puppy has been, like if I'm in here.
Yeah.
As soon as I go online, the puppy starts chewing the wicker underneath the chair. And I'm sure one of these days I'm going to go. I'm going to be up here and all of a sudden. And I'm going to be, all you're going to see is hands flailing.
Yeah. Someone's texting you.
Let me see who it is.
I could turn this off now. Got cooled off again.
Home.
Hubby's home.
Yep. He called me ahead to make sure I had the back door unlocked. Oy, oy, oy. It's murder. It's murder, I tell you.
Hi, Mo. We don't know what we're going to talk about now, Mo.
Well, I got off my butt and cooked a lasagna yesterday.
Yeah, I seen that. I watched that video.
Now the next video is gonna be, because I still have some lasagna noodles left that were cooked.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't eat a lot of spaghetti sauce, so I only had a little, very small piece of it just to taste it.
Mm-hmm.
So we had those tin muffin loaf pans.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do a white lasagna for myself with chicken in it instead of the ground beef. And that one I'm gonna do as a struggle meal.
Yeah.
I got 20 pounds of friggin' frozen chicken breasts out there in my freezer. I gotta do something with it before it gets freezer burn. Or 40, it's a 40-pound bag, I'm sorry.
Well, cook it all up and then put them in little separate meals and that.
Yeah.
That's what I do. When I get big packages of anything, I make it all up, and then like if I make my chili, if I do my ground beef, I make my chili, my spaghetti sauce, and etc.
Yeah, I have those little vacuum sealer bags. The one that's just got the thing that you just push it on top and it sucks all the air out of it. I can't do any more canning right now until I can make some room to store the stuff.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I can't believe it. I'm still up here.
Yeah.
There you are.
Please,
Where'd you go?
please tell me you just did not hear that entire conversation I had with Silver.
Nope.
Yep, we heard everything. We heard everything, but we played bingo. We played bingo and ignored you.
Yeah.
Nothing bad was said. But
I don't know nothing.
Yep.
But we didn't hear
I
it.
know nothing.
That's weird. Every time that's ever happened in the past, I get booted straight out of YouTube and StreamYards when my phone rings. I just hung up the phone with Silver Steeler and Winning Image Photography. I don't know if you guys know them, those two.
I thought you were at Stiller Stacker.
No. It's Silver Steeler and Winning Image Photography. She's a really talented photographer, and he's a pretty heavy duty stacker. But yeah, they live in Indiana. I talk to them every few months. We just keep in touch. They've come down and visited a couple of times. We've got to be really good friends over the years, and when I hung up, I saw that I was still on there. I'm like, oh my God. I was praying that y'all didn't have to listen to.
No, I would have muted you anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. That's a private conversation. I don't get into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of person goes and records or even goes and gets someone else's channel and get all that information and all that. I like to respect other people,
Well, there's a bunch of them that do.
Yeah.
What?
Go
Where
ahead.
are you playing at?
So I missed a bingo game while I was gone.
Yes, you did.
Who won?
Yeah, it was a stripper one too. I had my shirt off and everything.
Dadgummit.
No.
So who won the bingo game?
Nana and Nana did.
Well, congratulations, Nana.
I gave them all 10 points for just showing up.
KK, quit barking at me.
No.
That pup sounds fired up.
Yeah. But here, I'll put some more music back on for a little bit.
I swear they can hear that Harley a mile away.
Yeah. I'm gonna put some music on a little low though. I don't know if it works this way. Okay, let's see. Let's see if that one will play. Can you hear that?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, loud and clear. Yeah, I was reading Alley Cat's Prepared Life, talking about stuffed cabbage for a hubby. Eats it straight from the jar. He's in, I'm guessing OTR's over the road trucker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can a lot of stuff. Can and vacuum seal and freeze a lot of stuff.
Well, that's what Ellie Cat does.
Yeah, I have
It's
a
good.
proper channel.
She got a
Sweet.
preference.
It's That's a good thing about living on a farm, man. You can grow your own stuff, raise your own food, vegetables, and meat.
Well, I have the kiss of death when it comes to gardens. So I go trash picking the grocery stores and I get fresh everything. It's ridiculous what they throw away and what they're charging inside the store for it.
I'm lucky. I was born with a green thumb. My wife, God bless her, she has got a brown thumb. She can't keep a cactus alive.
That's me too, and I lived in Florida.
I can't keep any plant alive.
We used to have huge, like an acre or two of a garden every year, and the older we get, the smaller our garden gets. I'm getting too old to be crawling around on my hands and knees, pulling grass, running tillers up and down the rows. I do what I can, but it's not going to be much longer. I'm going to be getting everything from the farmer's market instead of growing it at home. But raising the critters are a whole lot less work intensive than gardening is.
Yeah. Right now, I'm in New Mexico heading to Michigan. Wow, Janie. Janie's a truck driver.
Woo, that's a long haul.
Yeah, yesterday, where was she? She was in New Mexico, but she went to another state. Now she's still driving.
She's heading
More
up there
woman than
to.
I am. You're more woman than I am, because I wouldn't be able to be doing that. Oh, from California. Okay.
Janie, are you a owner operator?
That's where the money's at, but on the other hand, that's where all the responsibilities at too.
Yeah. Asked her again what the question was, because I don't know if she heard.
Janie, are you an owner operator or do you work for a company? I got a best friend that I've known for 40 something years. Oh, team driver with your husband? Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Makes
cool.
the load a lot easier.
Hauling
You
mail.
got to deal with those pesky log books or the e-logs or any of that crap.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, my girlfriend, she only goes home on the holidays. That's it. She stays on the road straight through all year round. She's bought her kids all houses. And I'm like, you must be making killer money. And she's like, yeah, there ain't nothing I need. She says, I give it to my kids.
My dad, when I was a kid, he was an owner operator for years till he had a massive heart attack. And he had to give it up.
Well, when mine ain't in his truck, he's on his Harley.
These days, I wouldn't want. I drove a truck for a while and was usually stuck driving in downtown Nashville, which was a freaking nightmare. I'd take the Harley anytime over a big rig.
She works
I don't-
all the holidays.
Yeah, I worked
I
as a paramedic for over 20 years, and I could take 10 years worth of stress out of working EMS, and that would be equal to about 1 day of driving a tractor trailer in downtown Nashville. That's how bad it stressed me out.
Oh yeah.
We rode the motorcycle from Alabama to Tennessee to get lottery tickets. It was a nice ride. I really didn't think I was going to be able to sit on the back of it that long, but I was bound determined I wanted a lottery ticket. So,
Would you come up 65?
I don't know. I'd have to ask him because he was in the front.
Yeah, well, if you
I was
came,
just enjoying the view.
if you came up interstate, you came up 65.
I know we come up the back roads. What road? He wants to know? Did we take 65 from Alabama to Tennessee when we went to go get those lottery tickets?
No.
I know it was. How long did it take us to get there? It was only a couple hours, like 2 hours. Only felt like 2 hours. Felt actually like less.
We took 2 lane back
We
roads.
go through Nashville,
Is it-
and Pennsylvania.
He said we took 2 lanes, back roads all the way up there.
Scottsboro, Skyline Drive up to Winchester.
Oh, went to Winchester, Tennessee.
Wow, I haven't been there in years. That's
Well, when he said we were going to Winchester, I thought he was saying Winchester, Kentucky. And my sister-in-law is buried there, and I haven't been to her grave yet. And she died in 2014, so I was like, "Are you talking about Tennessee or Kentucky?" And he's like, "Why would we be going to Kentucky? We could go to Tennessee." I'm so discombobulated because I'm used to going I-95 to everything, and so like. When he's telling, I saw on the news the one time, it was like the first time that the lottery got like super, super high. And they were talking on the news about how everybody from Alabama is crossing the state line to go get their lottery tickets. And I'm like, that's kind of stupid just to drive for a lottery ticket. And then my husband's like, you do realize it's only like 2 hours away, right?
Less than that.
Oh, he said less than that. I
Yeah.
was like, I have no idea where I'm at.
yeah, that
So then when I told him I wanted to go up to Kentucky, he's like, that's like a 6-hour drive.
yeah, you got to drive the entire width of Tennessee just to get to Kentucky. Of course,
Yeah.
granted, Tennessee's not that wide. I mean, it's long, from east to west, but from north to south, it doesn't take long to get through Tennessee.
Yeah.
I don't like when my husband drives anymore. Let me tell you this little story. We went to New Jersey. Okay. Spent some time on the beach. All 3 of us. I'm up in the front, and Emily's in the back, and husband is driving. When we were going there, he took the old Route 30 across Pennsylvania. Okay. Now we're talking across, up the mountains, down the mountains, up the mountains. Anyways, it took 6 hours to go across that one.
Oh, he took the shortcut.
Huh?
I said, oh, he took the shortcut. Ha ha
Well,
ha.
yeah, his scenic view. Anyways, so when we were coming back, we said to Biff, that's my husband. I says, we're not going across the whole Pennsylvania again. Both me and Emily had marked out, even if he made a wrong turn, we could get back onto the right road we wanted. Oh my God. Last second, he seen Harrisburg. Vroom, he made the right turn, and I never seen him put that foot on that gas pedal so fast. And then we were going through Pennsylvania at nighttime. Now, I want to tell you, there's not a lot of overhead lights. So you're all back roads and that. even if it's,
Yeah.
but it's nasty to drive it. And I was so mad at him. Me and Emily both was. We were very furious. So we haven't been on a vacation since.
I don't like riding with my wife. If we're going on vacation, sometimes depending on how far we go, we'll take turns.
Mhm.
But we always drive her car because my truck's big 4x4. It's a gas hog, so you don't want to drive it on vacation. But I can promise you, from just the very small amount of time I've sit in the passenger seat of the front of her car,
Mhm.
you could climb up under that car and you will see a dent in the floor where I'm constantly hitting the brake.
The invisible brake. Yeah, I have one of
Yes.
those on my side.
It never works, but I
Or
stomp
it's like-
the hell out of it.
Yeah, my husband's the kind of person, where if like somebody's threading a needle or they're stopping short and stuff, he doesn't just blow it off and just say, not a big deal, whatever, No, he's got to ride up on them. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
if you're going to be suicidal, don't do it when I'm in the car.
Well, it wasn't until my husband had his cancer that I had to drive him everywhere. Okay. So when he got better, he still wanted me to drive everywhere. And I'm like, okay. Then all of a sudden I noticed him over there putting his foot to the brake and that. And I'm like, that brake don't work over there. I wore it out years ago with you. The brake was fine. The brake's fine, but the gas pedal, it don't work. It don't work. But yeah, he drives very, very slow, and I drive very fast.
I get this from my husband. When I start complaining about his driving, I get, boop, boop, boop. Shut it.
Shut it, shut it, shut it.
Not just, boop, 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 boop.
If I said that to my wife, I'd probably get a whack upside the head. And it takes a lot to get her. Luckily for me, she's very, very mild tempered. But if I told her to shut it, I think that would light a fuse.
Oh, believe me,
I would probably start running.
It does light a fuse, but I'm like, all right, well, we're in the middle of a really bad part of Georgia, so maybe I just need to keep my mouth shut this time.
My husband's very mild tempered, and me, I'm all over the place. So I know what you mean. My hubby always trying to tell me how to drive, and I can go to bed. I feel it this way. If I have to ride with you and you don't like my driving, I don't like your driving either. So we're in the same boat. But I drive, and I know how far my distance is. Everyone else's distance is different.
Well, see, I always feel like I'm driving, because I'll have cars whizzing by me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm driving like a little old lady, it's, the speed limit is, 65, 70, whatever the hell it is. And I feel like I'm driving like 45 because all these cars are whizzing by me. I look at my speedometer, I'm going 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, especially when I leave the mountain, as soon as I make the turn and I'm on that highway, it's pedal to the metal. But then when you get to a certain spot, then you're in downtown.
Yeah.
And the speed limit drops from 55 down to 25.
Yeah.
And I go barreling through, and I'm like, it's not till I get right in front of the courthouse. I'm like, oh my God, I'm downtown. It snaps me out of it. And I look at my speedometer, I'm still cruising at 80. So then I'm like, tapping the brakes and trying to slow the car down real fast.
Yeah,
Because I know there's cops everywhere. These
those are
stations,
the places the cops like to hide.
But even driving that fast, I feel like I'm just put, 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 put.
That's the way it is around here. If I'm in my truck on the interstate, I'll run about 75, and they blow by me like I'm sitting still. I say,
Yeah.
Now, when I was younger, I drove fast. I got over that.
Now, see, when I was younger, I definitely obeyed all the speed limits and everything. I even drove. I drove, if it said 45, I was driving 45. And my mom would say, you can drive 5 miles over the speed limit. If you go beyond that, then they'll pull you over and give you a ticket. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. But at night, if I get caught off the mountain at night, then I drive really fast because I can't see crap. And plus, we got a lot of, my husband just said that makes a lot of sense. And I also drive with my high beams, so if somebody's coming down the mountain, I'm blaring my high beams in their face because we have a lot of deer, and deer just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm always scared to death that I'm going to have Bambi jump in front of my car, which I had one. And I swear to God, that deer stopped midair, looked at my windshield at me, gave me a nod, and then finished his jump into the woods just as I was getting ready to hit him. But I was making the turn, so I was only driving like maybe 20 miles an hour because I was making the turn. But I've always had that on my mind, that if my car hits a deer, my car is totaled. I drive a little small car.
Jenny, Trucker, that is Ellie Cat and Sax is up here on the panel.
I'm Alley Cat's Prepared Life. I'm a prepper channel.
I just call her Ellie Cat.
Yeah, I'm a prepper too. What few videos I put out are usually stacking videos, like silver stacking or a little bit of gold. I don't put a whole lot of content out. I don't know, maybe 10 videos on my entire on my entire channel, and I think 3 of those are shorts.
Yeah.
And I actually did one the other day. It's the first video I did in probably at least a year. But I have fun, like hanging out with KK sometimes, and Pops sometimes, and like Spud Lee, and I enjoy that more than I do doing a lot of content. I've had a lot of people ask me about doing prepper videos, and I probably should, because we've been prepping before prepper was even a term.
Yeah, I was kind of raised that way too.
Yeah, well, my mother was raised that way. I grew up watching her can stuff. We always had a garden, and I hated that garden. Every time I got my butt trouble, I'd go out and hoe the garden, work in the garden. I swore when I grew up I would never have a garden. And I've always got a garden.
No, I'd love to have that skill.
I can't grow any.
Just death. I can, if I plant a tomato plant, I might get 1 or 2 tomatoes, pick them. It's never enough to, like, if I wanted to make tomato sauce or something. It's not enough for me to waste time to can it.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we ended up doing, I think we did 40 quarts of homemade salsa. It was, I think we put out about 60 tomato plants that year, and
wow,
we had tomatoes. The bad thing about it is if I had any sense, I would plant 10 or 15 plants, wait a few weeks, plant 10 or 15 more. But no, I had to plant them all at the same time. So I had all these tomatoes coming in at the same time. Like, oh gosh.
that's what my neighbor does. He'll have half of his yard growing, and then when he's picking all that out, he's already got the other plants. You know, they're already like halfway up. He staggers.
That's the smart way to do it. Just kind of stagger it, you know, like a few weeks between, you know, like say plants X amount of onions, X amount of peppers, X amount of tomatoes, X amount of okra, or whatever you want to do. And then wait a few weeks and then plant some more and wait a few weeks and plant some more. That way you kind of stagger them out.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. Don't plant everything at the same time.
Well, see, I have to do the raised gardens,
Mm-hmm.
and I buy those things that are on wheels, you know, so I can move them around and rotate them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a big piece of property, but the problem is we also have a lot of pecan trees, and so the roots, you know, they just take over. You know, I mean, they're really, really long. Plus, we also have all the fiber optic stuff that's on that side. So I don't want to be, you know, tilling or digging and end up, you know, disconnecting everybody in this town from their Wi-Fi. I mean, we have squirrels. Squirrels will take out the whole town.
We tore our old the property we live on. I ended up buying the farm next door to me, but the one we live on, once we paid it off, it was an old farmhouse, and I was constantly working on it, and my wife decided she wanted a new house, and well, she's put up with me for this long. I guess she deserves a new house, and it hurts my soul even now to talk about it. You know, even the old rickety farmhouse it was paid for, and to pay good money to tear it down and haul it all off. But you know, happy wife, happy life. So got that done, and then when they came back through and you know, ran the electricity and cable, everything else, everything's underground. So I had to make sure I remember exactly where everything is. That way I don't, you know, go over them with a tractor or go over them with a tiller and either kill myself or shut the electricity off for, you know, people 4 miles down the road.
Yeah.
See, we have ours up on poles.
Well, all the older places around here do, but if anything new these days around here, everything goes underground.
Yeah, Florida did that after Andrew did, that any new properties that were built in the state of Florida, everything had to be underground. So they started bringing in these. It used to be a family town where I lived, and all these New Yorkers moved down because they put the Mets spring training camp in our hometown. So, of course, all the New Yorkers came down. They bought up they made these gated communities. So when the hurricanes came through, all their stuff was underground, and we were the ones without the lights. But they also did not want to be attached to our water source. And it's actually called, I'm trying to think what the hell the name of it is. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, it's like a town inside of a town. Well, anyway, they had their own water source, but the water source went dry. And so we offered to run water for them, you know, so that because all the businesses closed down, and that's where like all the restaurants were. And I was working at Friendly's at the time. Gas stations couldn't even make coffee, you know, nothing like that. And so they figured, well, you smart asses wanted your own water, so now we're going to triple charge you.
Yeah. And
they were like, no, you know, we'll figure something out. They went 3 weeks with no water. And then they finally cracked and said, okay, we'll pay it. Just run us some water through here. And it's like, damn, I thought they would cave after a week. I mean, maximum a week.
3 weeks with no that
Yep, no water.
no I wouldn't have made it
We
that
made
long.
it, and those of us that had running water, we made it a point to go into that town and buy up as much bottled water as we could hold. So they could. It's like you want to call yourself a town inside of the town, and you want to be separate, and you have your $500,000 houses, and I mean they built this one area they built. It was a wildlife preserve, and they were told it is a wildlife preserve. You could build on it, but as far as any wildlife out here, nothing's to happen. They bitched and complained about the groundhogs and the gophers and the armadillos digging holes in the yard. My lawn's being destroyed by these armadillos. What can we do about it? And it's like, move.
Yeah, go
You
back
can't
to
kill
New
them.
York.
Yeah, like can't kill them. You knew it was a wildlife preserve when you moved there. Oh, I had a deer on my, out of my back patio, and it had pooped all over the place. What am I supposed to do about this? Get toilet paper and clean it up. You knew it was a wildlife preserve when you moved there. It was like, I mean, what part of that did you not understand?
Yeah, I don't know why that would be a problem. Half of my properties are wooded, and I've got deer in my yard every day. I see foxes every day, groundhogs fairly often, raccoons.
Yeah,
are
exactly.
constantly setting off my little cameras. If they move just right, I've got the security cameras out the back, and every now and then it'll go off, and you might see 8 or 9 raccoons out there, and I don't know how that 8 or 9 of them managed to get in the yard before it set off that stupid camera. I guess because they're so small.
Yeah,
but they don't bother me. I don't bother them. We've got 2 does that have twin fawns, and I see that they're right. I sit on my back deck just to watch them, because they'll come down in the yard, and
Okay,
the
Tucker.
the fawns are just
Good
starting
night,
to get
honey.
weaned. So they nurse a little bit, and then they browse a little bit, and I just sit there on the deck and I watched them grow up. I watched their mothers grow up, and they're not scared of me. They'll be right there. I mean, literally 4 feet from me, from where I'm sitting on the deck, and they're just doing their thing.
yeah.
And I love it. I love it.
Well, I had cats, and they were all like the tabby cats, but the black, the kind of the gray and the black colored striped.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would put the cat food up on, we had like a reach through. So you would open your kitchen window, slide the window, and you could put it out to where the patio was, where the swimming pool was. And there was like a bar out there. So we kept the cat food up there so that the cats could climb up there and eat their food and stuff. And I could just open the window and slide the food out to them and stuff. And I look out there one night and I was like, man, that cat is getting fat. And it turned its head. Yeah, it turned its eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not my cat. It's a raccoon. I'm like, where the hell's the cat at? Did the raccoon kill it? So anyway, it was coming in every night. So I started feeding. I was like, you know what? I'll just feed the cats inside the house. But I was still putting little bits of food out there for the raccoon. Well, then all of a sudden it was the raccoon and 4 babies. And all the babies were up there eating too. So now I'm feeling like, well, now I got to feed the babies too. But I ended up calling animal control, and I was like, they're really not bothering me, but I don't know if they have rabies. My dog got bit by one of them. He seems like he's acting a little weird. So they're basically telling me they got to put my dog down to find out if he has rabies. And I was like, how about I just watch him, So anyway, they brought me over a trap. So first night, catch the raccoon. The thing is going psycho in the cage. And I'm trying to figure out how the trigger thing works on it. And I'm trying to grab the handle because I want to I want to turn the cage to where the raccoon was coming into the screened-in porch. And I finally found the thing to open the trap door. And I was like going, come on, go, go, go. And it finally, it like calmed down. It looked at me and it was like, oh, you're letting me out? Okay. So it boogied through and it ran off into the woods. And so the animal control guy called me and he says, have you caught that raccoon yet? And I was like, no. And I've been putting that thing out every night. Every night I kept catching the same damn raccoon. And I'm like, how stupid are you that you keep going in there? And I was like, and then how stupid am I?
Food, they're going.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there thinking, how stupid am I that I keep putting this thing out there knowing I'm going to let them loose? We had a possum for a pet. Me and my son were driving home and my headlights had just caught the glowing eyes. And so I stopped the car real quick and I was like, well, I know it's a possum. And so I checked to see where it was, and it was just this little tiny baby possum all by itself. So I had a towel in my car, so I wrapped the possum in the towel and brought it home, and I had a 50-gallon tub. So I put, stuff in there, for the possum. And we named him Dirty Mo Possum because we were big into NASCAR. We were fans of Dale Jr. and his friends were called the Dirty Mo Posse.
Dirty Mo Media, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but all his friends, they were called the Dirty Mo Posse. So I named him Dirty Mo Possum. So we kept him in my bathroom. And then I went to the store where you buy animal stuff. And they actually had a possum nest. So I put the little possum nest in there and he was crawling in there and curling up and sleeping and stuff. And because my son was only 6 years old, I didn't want him touching him. I was like, just I'll hold him, but you don't touch him. And I always had something wrapped around him when I would hold him because, I just didn't know if there was stuff on his fur, and I might touch my mouth or, whatever. So I go walking in the bathroom and the lid is totally popped off because I would always put it, kind of at an angle so that, he wasn't being suffocated inside it. And so now I'm creeping into my own bathroom and I'm looking around and I'm like, where the hell did he go? Where's he at? And so I pull the shower curtain back and I'm looking to see if he's in the bathtub, and he's not in there. And I can't find him. I'd opened the lawn, where you put the linen closet. He wasn't in there. So I was like, I'm going to have to do a mad search of the house. So I sit on the toilet. And all of a sudden I hear, and I jump off the toilet. The raccoon, where the pipe goes that you turn the water on and off to your toilet? He was hanging upside down with his tail coiled around that thing. And I was like, yeah, I think you're big enough that you can fend for yourself out there in the woods. So I did pick him up and I took him outside and I put him on the other side of the fence and he scurried off into the woods with the rest of them. Hopefully he made it okay. But yeah, he was cute as hell until he showed his teeth and it was like, oh God, you look like a big rat.
Oh, they have some serious teeth.
Oh yeah. I was seeing him gnawing on some stuff, man. And it was like, yeah, but walking in the bathroom and finding him hanging upside down in the toilet there. Oh, one time he got into the toilet and we had the lid down. We made it a point to have the lid down. So my son goes in there to pee and he flips the lid open and he yells out, Mom. I said, what? And he goes, Dirty Mo swimming in the toilet. And I said, what? He goes, Dirty Mo's taking a bath in the toilet. And this is when he was still small. And I was like, he's too small to have lifted up that toilet seat and got himself trapped inside it. And he was just kind of swirling around, like he looked like he was swimming in it. So that was another time where I had to get a rag and, pull him out of the toilet, dried him off real good and everything. I was like, you're a little rough. What?
Sorry. What a wild life you lead.
It's fun. It's fun, but I do stupid stuff too.
We have got a ton of possums, a ton of raccoons around here, and we kept chickens for I don't know, like 25 years, and it got when you have chickens and you have possums or raccoons, sometimes even skunks on your property. It's like a dinner bell ringing
Yeah.
24 hours a day. So I bought these live catch traps, and I'd set them out there, bait them up with a little cat food, and there's no telling how many hundred raccoons and possums I've trapped. And there's a wildlife preserve just about 2 miles down the road from my house. I would just take them down there and let them go. I mean, I didn't want to kill them. I made sure when my chickens were in the coop at night that they were, extremely secure. Nothing was going to get in there. I even dug a trench around the bottom because they got where they were trying to dig under the chicken wire and under the wood. So I dug a trench and poured concrete in it. That way they couldn't dig under it, and they'd still try. So that's when I started putting out traps, and I'd catch them and take them down the road and pull over and let them go. And I tell you, if I had $1 for every raccoon, possum I've turned loose down there, I'd have a big stack of dollars. Now, I can count the number of skunks that I've caught 13 skunks because they always made me nervous.
Ooh.
I'd wait till the middle of the day when it was good and hot, and there's like an aluminum door that slams down like at a 45-degree angle that traps them in, and they'd always get up against that door out of the sun and go to sleep in the middle of the day. And I would take the biggest, thickest beach towel we had, figure out which way the wind's blowing, and make sure, I'm not downwind, sneak up, cover up the trap, get it by the handle, sit in the back of the truck, and slowly tuck the towel up under the cage and take them down there. And I caught 13 of them rascals and let them go, and none of them ever sprayed. I was lucky.
I went up to Maine to see my sister, and there had been a skunk that had been killed on the road. And I know it sounds weird, but I love the smell of skunk. I just love that smell.
Ooh.
So she says, she goes,
can't stand it.
She goes, well, wait till nighttime. And she says, and watch what happens. So she put out a big bowl of cat food. She had a skunk, a raccoon, and a possum, and her cats. And they were all eating out of the same bowl together. So now on her second floor, which is where the bedroom was I was sleeping in, there was no air conditioning. So they put this great big huge industrial fan in the bedroom for me so that I wouldn't get hot. I think that the skunk heard me say that I love the smell of skunk because he sprayed underneath my window every single night. And that one night he sprayed, I mean, I was choking, gagging because it was so strong.
I'm
pounding on her bedroom door. I'm pounding on her bedroom door, and I'm going downstairs. I'm going to sleep on the couch. I said, I could smell it all over my body. And she says, well, you said you like the smell of skunk. And I was like, that is like I got sprayed directly. I mean, that was ridiculous. So we go to a powwow, and as a joke, she buys me something, and she's got it wrapped up. And she says, I want you to take this back to Florida with you. And she says, but, don't light it in my house. Okay. And then she says, it's just incense, but, there's certain smells I can't handle. So, just take it back to Florida. You can light it there. So I didn't even bother unwrapping it. I get home. There's skunk scent, incense.
Ooh.
And I was like, is she kidding me or what? I was like, when you're driving up on a skunk that's been hit and you just get that burst smell of, when they let off their odor. I mean, it's not like really super powerful. That's the smell I like. But as we're getting closer to where the body is, then it gets too intense for me. Like I said, that skunk must have heard me say that I like the smell, because he was making it a point to spray every night. And of course, with that big industrial fan, it was sucking that odor into my bedroom. And I'm like in there going, bleh, bleh. It's like,
Yeah, I would too.
I'm throwing covers over my head, you know. And the whole point behind the fan was because it was so hot up there. And I'm like, you know, I need more blankets to cover up the smell. I cannot breathe.
I got sprayed by a skunk when I was about 8, and it was a horrible. I mean, it was like at point blank range. It was actually liquid
Mm.
that,
Yep.
that hit my pants. And of course, you know, me and a buddy of mine were squirrel hunting, and they stripped us. We had to strip right there on the porch. And luckily they had 2 bathrooms, because if they didn't, me and him was going to be fighting, because he was the one that shot the darn skunk. Why he wanted to shoot a skunk, I had no idea. And he hollered at me. He's like, come here, look at this. I said, why did you shoot a skunk? He said, I don't know. It was there. I said, and I was
Because I'm going to
standing
grow
way
up to
back.
be a serial killer.
Yes, sir. Are you sure it's dead? He said, yeah, it's not moving. And I kept watching it, and it didn't move. And so I walked up there, and by the time I got up beside him, that squirrel that skunk hit his feet, spun around, and man, he raised that tail, and he let us both have it.
Oh,
And
man.
if they would
Sounds
only
like
had
you're a
one
better shot than your
bathroom,
friend.
oh yeah, but luckily, of course, you know, I'm in one shower, he's in the other, and of course, you run out of hot water in 5 minutes with both showers going. They burned our clothes, but luckily they only had they had 2 showers. If they only would have had one, I would have been in the shower. He'd have been going to the hospital, because I would have kicked his butt. Man, I was livid, because it was gagging me so bad. It was horrible.
Yeah. See, I'm not. I live right beside here by a highway. So when the animals get killed on the highway, I smell it all the time. So it's like it's there all the time.
Mm.
I will say when I drive from my house to Huntsville, I'll find like anywhere between 4 and 5 deer that have been hit.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them you can tell they've just been hit. You know, they're fresh kills, I guess.
Yeah.
So I've always got it in my mind, when I come back, I'm going to start throwing some deer in the back. If for nothing else, I can have the hides.
Yeah.
By the time I go to my appointment and come back, they've already been picked up off the road.
Not here.
But there was one time there was a deer, and it was kind of in the breakdown lane. And Victoria is always talking about how she wanted to hide.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had my camera with me. So I called her on FaceTime. And I said, Victoria, did you still want a deer hide? And she's like, yeah. So I turned my camera and put it on the dead deer. And I was expecting her to go, oh God, and like freak out over it and stuff. And she's like, oh, pull it out of the road so nobody else runs it over again. So I grabbed it by its hoofs and I pulled it onto the medium, and it wasn't it was a doe, but she wasn't very big. And so as I'm, like I said, Victoria's watching the whole thing, and we noticed that she was pregnant. And it also looked like somebody had tried to gut her, like they had tried to cut her open. And she's like, you've got that big knife, cut her open and take the baby out. And I said, Victoria, it's dead. I mean, somebody evidently tried to cut her, and they decided not to. And I'm not seeing anything moving, And I said, do you still want the hide? And she's like, well, I mean, if you can, And I was like, I am not picking up this dead deer. I said, because if you've ever seen the movie Tommy Boy, that was every time I see a deer, it goes through my head. That I'm going to put this freaking deer in my back seat.
I
I'm
remember
going to
that.
stop to pick up cigarettes, and all of a sudden this thing's going to be going wild and smashing my windshield out. And, so that's why I usually just leave them. But they did tell me, they said if they get hit in the head, then if you get right to them and cut out those loins, then the meat's good. As long as you get that out and get all the guts out and all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm not going to be sitting on the side of the road with my knife, because I don't know what the laws are here on that. But I do know that the deer here have some kind of disease too. And they've got billboards all over. And it's something wasting disease is what it's called.
It's CWD.
Yeah, CWD. That's it. And so they put a warning out here, even to all the hunters, that if a deer looks like it's underweight and stuff, don't kill it, and do not, under any circumstances, eat it. And I'm like, yeah, but there's certain times of year when the deer do get really thin. So how are you going to know the difference between one that's sick and one that's well? But I'm not a hunter anyway. I mean, give me deer meat, but I just don't want to see the kill. I don't want to see the processing. I've watched videos and I'm like, ugh.
I've
like,
done so much of that. It doesn't even bother me, but we're lucky. There's a few parts of Tennessee that has that chronic wasting disease. Luckily, it hasn't gotten to my area, but I don't hunt much anymore.
Yeah.
I have more fun just watching them.
I used to hunt, man, for a living,
I bet you
but I don't
did.
do that anymore. Just joking.
Well, yeah, I used to hunt redheads. My wife said, "No, you got to quit." And as in every argument we've ever had, I got in the last words, "Yes, dear."
Oh, mine does that. When I'm like, what's wrong with you that you can't even wash your damn dishes or get in that kitchen right now. I mean, I just cleaned up I just loaded the dishwasher. I walked back in there and there's pots and pans and this and that. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. And then he walks out.
You got to pick your battles. That's the secret to a long, successful marriage. You got to pick your battles.
Well, got 26 years, so
I'm close to you.
I'm past you both.
Well, we were actually divorced for technically divorced for 3 years, but we got back together and then we remarried probably a year later. So I said, how about we just forget about the time that, we were divorced and just say we've been together 26 years. And he's like, no, we got divorced. So we don't celebrate the anniversary when we got married the first time. And we don't celebrate the anniversary when we got married the second time. Because I say, we got married on New Year's Eve. So let's just continue that New Year's Eve is our anniversary. And he's like, no, we got married July. So then July rolls around and he's like, oh, well, I thought you said you wanted to do it on New Year's Eve. And I'm like, yeah, New Year's Eve is come and gone and we didn't do anything. So now we're at the point where we don't even say happy anniversary or anything. It's just another day,
Yep.
Go ahead. This last New Year's Eve, there was an online New Year's Eve party going on. And it was in the UK community. And I went in, I took a shower, I put a little bit of makeup on. I managed to cram my teeth into my head, which that was pain, but I managed to get them in. Put a little bit of makeup on and everything. He says, where are you going? I said, I'm going out for New Year's Eve. And he's like, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. He says, you can't see at night. And you can't be drinking and driving. And I said, all I got to worry about is falling out of my chair. And he goes, what are you talking about? I said, it's an online New Year's Eve party. And he goes, a what? I said, an online New Year's Eve party. I said, and because they're 6 hours ahead of us, I said, I actually get to celebrate New Year's Eve twice. He's like, and you got dressed up for that? And I was like, yep. It's not
Why
like
not?
I'm going anywhere, so why not?
Yeah, why not? Because at least you got to celebrate it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he had some peanut butter whiskey here. And so I was doing shots of that. And every once in a blue moon, he'd come out and he'd have one of the shot glasses and he'd say, give me a shot, give me a shot, give me a shot.
Peanut butter whiskey.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
That's
It's
a
really
new one
good.
on me.
Hold on a second. I'll get the bottle and show it to you.
All I know is I've been married for 42 years and we both forget our anniversary.
Well, I've been married 3 times, and I finally got it right the 3rd time.
No,
Yeah.
I got it right the first time because, I didn't plan on going through that baloney again.
See,
I messed
peanut,
up the wedding.
peanut butter whiskey.
Wow, I've never even seen that.
And that's the brand Rams Point. This is actually the cheaper brand of it. But yeah, it's good. It's just and I'm not a big fan of peanut butter, but this stuff here, I'm actually the one that's drank pretty much the whole bottle, but that's just taking a shot here and there for pain management because I don't have pain medication. But yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm
See,
gonna
I've
have
never
to
been to
find some of that just to see what it tastes like.
Yeah, I think the first time he had it, they had a shot of it in Tennessee, I think he said. And my family down in Florida, they were talking about it. And I was like, you've heard of this peanut butter whiskey too? And first off, my husband doesn't drink. So when he was talking about it, I'm like, you don't drink. And he's like, oh, I had a shot of it they were having a Harley Davidson party. And so I was like, no, okay. So when we went to Florida, my family's all talking about this peanut butter whiskey. And I was like, yeah, Bill mentioned it. And they were like, oh man, that shit's the bomb. And I was like, okay. So when he brought home a fresh bottle, I said, let me try that. And I tried it and I was like, not bad. Not bad at all. But I had to set up a code word with one of my friends who was in the chat. And it was, if I was getting too intoxicated, she was going to put that code word in the chat to let me know that I was talking too much and giving out too much personal information. And
Not a bad idea.
yeah. So she was like my sober driver, but online. And so I'm just, we're having a conversation and I'm jumping in and, we're all talking. And all of a sudden I see in the chat, she's putting the code word up. And so I was mid-sentence. And so I'm still talking. And the next thing she types is, what's the effing point of having a code word if you're not going to look at it? So at that point, I finished what I had to say. And then I was like, I'm hammered. I said, I got to say goodnight to y'all. Happy New Year. And it wasn't even New Year's here yet, So I get off. I immediately get on the phone and I said, she goes, what the F was the point in having me give you, you giving me a code word and then you didn't even pay attention to it. And I said, if you hadn't gone running off, you would have seen that as soon as I finished my sentence, I told them I was too drunk. It was time for me to shut down for the night. And I said goodnight to everybody. I'm laying down right now and my butt's going to sleep because the room is spinning. And she's like, oh, I thought you were still in there. She goes, and I didn't want to see what you might say. So I left. And I was like, no, I paid attention. I saw you put the code in there, so don't worry about it.
It's
You are a
been
very
a long
good sober
time since I drank enough to make the room spin. A
Yeah.
long time.
Well, I haven't drank since, oh Christ, I don't even remember when the last time I actually drank. So I'm a lightweight. I mean, I could drink men under the table. When I used to work, me and all my coworkers would go to this one bar, and I would drink every single one of them under the table. So they challenged me one night. They were like, "You cannot beat us with tequila." And I was like, I really didn't care for tequila, but I was like, how much money you guys want to bet? So they put in $20 each. We drank the first shot. Second shot came, and they're like, they handed the $20 over to me. They're like, that's it for me.
That
So-
is
so
a
they
lightweight.
Yeah. So they slide their glasses over to me. So I'm shooting back their shots. So then we go to the one guy's house, and that's when it all hit me. And my brother happened to live across the street from this house that I was at. And we're still partying and everything. This is back, of course, when I'm in my early 20s. And all of a sudden, I really liked the guy. I was trying to, have a relationship with him and stuff. But I could feel that I was getting ready to vomit. So I shoot out the door, and I run across the street, and I'm pounding on my brother's door. And he's like, he comes down his staircase, and he opens his door, and I just shoved the door open, and I'm like, ran into his bathroom, puked. And I'm like, I'm across the street, and I didn't, it would have been so embarrassing if he had seen me vomiting like that, So I feel like my stomach settled and everything. So I go back across the street. My brother's laughing at me. So I go back across the street. Well, then the second wave hit. So I'm like, my brother's going to be mad if I come pounding on his door again. So I go running into his bathroom. Well, my friend was sitting on the toilet. She was peeing. And I just grabbed her legs and spread them open, and I just puked between her legs.
Holy shit.
Oh man.
I was like, and it just would not stop coming out of me. And then the alcohol really hit. The more I vomited, the more drunk I was. And so anyway, one of them brings me back home, and I just lived around the corner because we all lived really close, and I only worked 2 doors down from my house. So they knock on the door to let my mother know that they're bringing me home. And so my mom gets me, and she's like, take her in, put her in bed, put her on her side, make sure she's okay. And they were telling her, they were telling my mother, that I got violently ill and everything. And they were like, well, what was she drinking? They said tequila. She's like, oh God. And so then she starts yelling at them. Well, why wasn't you watching her? She's a little tiny thing. She can't handle that amount of alcohol. So then she starts saying, call an ambulance, take her to the hospital. She's got alcohol poisoning. And I'm like, I'm drunk, Mom. Leave me alone. Just let me sleep, But she was on them for like a week afterwards. She was saying, they had roofied me, that much tequila could not possibly have made me that drunk.
Oh, tequila can definitely get you that kind of drunk.
I can't even smell it now. And
what was that 90s song? Tequila makes her clothes come off. You remember that?
Yeah.
yeah, well, my favorite was Jose Cuervo by Shelley West. That was my favorite one. But now my sister-in-law, me and my sister and my sister-in-law were sitting in the same exact bar, and her drink was tequila. She didn't drink anything but tequila. And she's slamming back one shot after another. Well, finally, the bartender says to the waiter, look, you got to shut this guy off. He's had 16 shots of tequila. And we're going to go turn him off. Tell him he's cut off. Bring him some water. And he goes, it's a woman. And he's like, what? He said, and he points over to us. Now, because my sister worked at that restaurant, this is how we know what the whole story was and what was said. And she's perfectly dead ass sober. And we're looking, you know, we're watching her and we're like, how the hell could she be putting down that much tequila? Because this is long after I had gotten sick. And it's like, how the hell could she be putting down this much tequila? Well, as soon as she stood up, it was like, bam, it hit her. And she walks up to the bar because now she wants to argue with the bartender about him saying she couldn't have any more drinks. And this woman that was sitting at the bar had a purse that resembled hers. So when she comes back to our table, she's got a purse. And she's like, and we're like, what have you got there, Tammy? She goes, I got my purse. I left it sitting on the bar. And we're like, no, that's your purse right here. They look alike, but that's your purse. And of course, the woman that the purse belonged to, she come over and she's like, give me my effing purse. Why are you stealing it? And she's like, it's my purse. And me and my sister are like, oh God, we're going to have to brawl with this girl now, you know? So we're trying to reason with the girl and just say, you know, look, she's really, really drunk. We'll distract her. We'll get her out of here. You know, we'll get her purse. We're going to leave your purse on the table. You know, just, she is blacked out drunk now. So just let us get her out of here safely. And all of a sudden they're rolling around on the floor and they're in a full-on fight. Now she's just this little itty bitty Kentucky girl, but she fought like a man. And she was just tearing this girl to pieces. So now me and my sister have to jump in and we're like, separate them. And she's swinging at us and hitting us and everything. And it was like, I looked at my sister and I said, note to self, no going out with Tammy anymore. She's drinking tequila.
No kidding.
So when she passed away, we did buy a bottle of tequila and we played Jose Cuervo because my mom said, this is Tammy's song. And I was like, yeah, she wasn't doing a lot of dancing on the tables. She was just beating people up. So yeah, she was having the fight part of the song. But so anyway, we played Jose Cuervo. We all took a shot of tequila. And her daughters were like, oh, if I know my mom was that cool, I would have gone out drinking with her a long time ago. It was like, no, trust us, you do not want to be out drinking with your mom. She was wild.
I used to love tequila.
I
Jose
call it
Cuervo. I used to love that. Sometimes we'd get mezcal with a worm in it.
Yep. Oh yeah, she had that too.
Oh, that's, you talk about some rot gut. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never was a tequila person at all.
Now I make my own homemade moonshine here because this county that I live in, this is a dry town. But you can go out of town and buy liquor and bring it in here. But we just don't have any liquor stores. They don't sell any kind of alcohol. So they just had a special election to make this town so that it wasn't dry anymore. 27 people showed up to vote. And 3 voted to keep it dry. And my husband was one of them. One of the 3 people that voted dry. Everybody else wanted liquor in this town. So the first liquor store is being built as I'm speaking. And I was like, damn, I wanted to be the first one to open a bar. I figured I'd open a bottle club or something.
Yes, like the county that Lynchburg, Tennessee is in, where they make Jack Daniels. That's a dry county.
Yep.
But that's where they make Jack Daniels. I guess they figured, you know, being the county that makes Jack Daniels, you know, they're gonna have a whole county full of drunks.
Yeah, but the thing is they have tastings because this is the time of year where my husband's motorcycle club, every year they do a Build-A-Bear thing for kids that have cancer.
Yeah.
So they go like to Tennessee and all those states to see if people donate things. And Jack Daniels, they had donated all kinds of stuff. It was like their newest Jack Daniel blend that was coming out. Plus there was wine in there, candies, cakes, treat, you know, all kinds. It was a great big, huge gift basket. And they said they went to the tasting, you know, so they tasted all the different types of the Jack Daniels they make.
Yeah.
So anyway, but so what I started doing was I would go to the liquor store and I would buy the Everclear. And the Everclear that they sell here in Alabama has the highest alcohol volume. It's 180 proof alcohol by volume.
Yeah, that stuff take the plaque off your teeth.
Yeah. So yeah, I spilled a drop of it, and I had my cigarette in my hand, and all of a sudden I saw a flame starting on my counter. But I made the apple pie moonshine, and I was going to go down and grab a couple bottles and make some watermelon flavored. But I have pineapple, apple pie, and I'm going to be making the watermelon. And so when I went to Florida, I brought a few jars of it down there. We're sitting around a fire pit and we're passing the jar of the apple pie, moonshine. And everybody's like, they're talking about how delicious it is. And it doesn't have that really strong, you must not have put that much alcohol in it. And I was like, oh, wait till you stand up. So anyway, we're all passing it around in a circle. And it's like probably about the third or fourth time that the jar is going around. I noticed that my 13-year-old niece and my 9-year-old nephew are sitting there. And they've got the jar and they're taking hits off it.
Oh, Lord.
And and there's an adult on each side of them and one in the middle of them. So the adults were passing it to the kids, not realizing that they were passing it to the kids. And they're like, finally, it was one of them spoke up and said, "That's the best apple pie I've ever had. I bet it'd be good in a milkshake." And that's when I was like, that's when I kind of snapped out of it. And I'm like, there's 15 adults out here. How did we not see that there are 2 children drinking? The hell is wrong with everybody? And they're like, don't you say a word to your mother. She'll kill us. So they're like, we won't say a word, but can I have some more? And it's like, no, you can't have any more. Go inside.
Yes, that cinnamon will fool you.
Yeah. Definitely did. And like I said, we were so involved in the conversation, we were totally oblivious that there were 2 kids sitting there.
See, I never gotten that far. That I always was very aware of what's going on around me at all times. I'm never relaxed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I used to like sitting in the bars and watching people. Like I would watch these guys coming up on women and, making their moves and stuff. And I could say, if I was sitting there with one of my girlfriends, I could say, she's in it for the drinks tonight. She wants the free drinks. Or, oh, he's going to get lucky. And I was never wrong. Because when it came closing time, the girl would suddenly be like, thank you so much. But, I've got something, I've got friend at home or whatever, and you could see the guy like, I just spent a bunch of money on you all night. You couldn't have told me this at the beginning of the night so I could have moved on to somebody else. Yeah. So I used to love people watching, watching their body language and and we would start betting, it would just be bets between us girls or whatever. Mm-hmm. And if a guy came up to us, we knew whether or not they were, looking to hook up or, whatever. But there was this one guy that he always sat at the end of the bar. And he saw one that I was really intoxicated. And as I was walking out the door, he followed me out. And he said, "Let me give you a ride home." And I said, "I can walk home from here." And he said, "Get in the car. Let me drive home." Now, being intoxicated, I'm not thinking anything about it. He's an old man. He's like, I think at that time he was in his mid 60s. Probably just a little bit older than I am now. So I got in the car with him, and he brought me right to my door. And every night that we were in that bar, he would be sitting there, and it was always me he would pick out to make sure that I got home safely. Well, it turned out he was a distant relative of mine, but I didn't know him. It turned out it was my cousin's husband's uncle, and he was a recovered alcoholic, and he would drink water all night or he would drink soda. But he would stay at the bar, and the bartenders finally had said, "You're not the only person that he looks out for. He's always watching the bar, and he knows who the bad people are. So if he sees one of them approaching you and you reject them, he's seeing that. So he is really looking out for your safety to make sure that you're going to get home okay." And he would sit right there in my driveway until I walked into the house, and then he would pull out and leave. And so I'm telling my cousin Linda about this guy, and she says, "Well, that's Gerald's uncle." And I said, "Well, how do you know what guy I'm talking to? You don't even go to the bars." And she said, "Because everybody knows him." And she described him. And then I met the other brother, Gerald's father, and they were twins. And I was like, "Well, son of a bitch, that is him." So I was like, "Okay, well, now I really feel safe because I know this is family."
Yeah, you do live in Alabama, don't you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm just yanking you, Jenny.
But believe it or not, I'm from Massachusetts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You do not sound like it. Well,
Yep.
I'm originally from Wyoming, and I sound like a hillbilly.
I'm from Pennsylvania, and I sound like this all the time.
So, Stax, what state do you live in?
Tennessee.
Oh, you're in Tennessee?
Yeah, when I was a kid when we moved down here from Wyoming, and the kids in the neighborhood used to tell me I talked funny. I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I can't understand the word that's coming out of your damn mouth. You're telling me I talk funny?" And now I talk just like them.
Yep. Well, that's what's weird. When I moved to Florida, I started picking up that Florida drawl.
Yep.
And my brother-in-law and his sister and his brother-in-law, they still sound like they are fresh out of Massachusetts. And they've been living down there for probably 50 years now. And they have never lost that Yankee accent. And then when I moved up here, I started picking up the Alabama accent. Now I take my son to Massachusetts. He's not even there a full day. And he's like, "Can we go to the library? I'm like, "The what?" He goes, "The library." I said, "What's a library?" And he goes, "Mom, the place where they have books. Me and China want to go to the library." I said, "Oh, you mean the library?" And he's like, "Whatever, And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to my sister talk, and I'm listening to my niece talk, and I'm visiting old friends and stuff. And I'm like, they sound so freaking stupid, with the dropping the R's and putting R's where they don't belong. So I'm doing a live stream yesterday, and I'm doing trivia. And one of the questions was about a group called NWA. And somebody said, "Well, what does NWA stand for?" And I said, "Niggers with Attitude." But they abbreviated it to NWA. My son comes flying out of his bedroom, and he's laughing at me. And he says, "Mom, don't say the hard R, because that's racist." And I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. I've been corrected by my son." I said, "It's niggas." I said, "I guess I'm not supposed to pronounce the R." And I'm like going, I don't think that's the way they pronounced it. And then I got thinking back, and I was like, yeah, that is the way the band used to pronounce it.
Yeah.
So I said to anybody in my chat, I apologize if that came off as racist. I didn't mean it to. My son was quick to come out here and correct me, But I had somebody up on my panel, and I think you know who he is, KK. But he gets into these really deep philosophical things about the universe and you know, the God Project and, you know, just, I mean, stuff that's way beyond my education. And my son's a theoretical physicist. So I'm running into his room and I'm like going, please go online and come up on the panel. You could hide behind your avatar and talk to him because he talks the way you do. When my son tries to explain something to me, I'll say, talk to me like I'm in the 5th grade. And he's like, or I'll say, dummy it down. And he's like, this is dummying it down for you, Mom. And I'm like going, all right, well then talk to me like you would be talking to your 10-year-old niece. You know, and I just sit there going, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a pseudoscientist that comes on Pop's channel a lot.
Yes. Yeah. So I go, oh, so is that how that works? You know, and then I'm like, and he'll look at me and he'll go, you don't understand anything I'm saying, do you? And I'm like, no, I get it. I get it. And he's like, explain it back to me then. And I'm like, okay, Sheldon, I have no freaking idea what the hell you're talking about. And he'll go, who's Sheldon? I said, Big Bang Theory, Sheldon.
The nerd.
Yeah. It's like, I wish he was that like Sheldon. At least his bedroom would be clean. First, I was calling him Leonard. And then when he said he was in theoretical physics, I was like, oh, that's right. Sheldon was the theoretical physicist. So anyway, this guy starts talking about string theory. And I was like, well, what do you think about Feynman? Now, I'm only repeating things that I heard on the Big Bang Theory. I still have no idea what any of it means. And he's like, well, string theory is, da, 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 you know, and he's going on and on and on. And I get up again and I said, I turn my camera off and I'm like running back in my son's room again. And I'm like, I will pay you if you will come online and talk to this guy. I can't get him off my panel. You know, it really upsets him because, you know, he's at such a high intelligent level, you know, that he doesn't even really get into the stuff he wants to because it's just so far beyond any comprehension any of us could have.
All you have to tell him is it's all a theory. You can't prove it. So until you can prove it, leave me alone.
Well, actually, there was a woman in my chat, and she was going back and forth with him, and she said, "Well, that's why they call it a theory, until you can prove it, it's just a theory." And he's like, "Well, yeah, that's true, you know." So she was actually keeping him occupied, and she could see that I was like, because when I can't understand something, my son does this. He does I call it the Vulcan mind meld. He'll go, it's really not that difficult to handle, Mom. I mean, it's not that hard to freaking understand. So I'm like,
yes.
doing the Vulcan mind meld on me. And he's like, what the hell is that? And I said, there you go. See, I just said something that you don't understand.
Yeah. Shut up. Leave me alone.
Yeah. But, you know, when he gets the hands going and he's like almost piercing his own brain because he's got his fingers there and he's like pressing on his temples going, you know, it's not hard to freaking understand. Because what happened was I doxed myself. Okay. And he's like, he Googled my name for some reason. No idea why, but he Googled my name and the video came up where I doxed myself. I doxed my address, my town, my zip code, my cell phone number.
Ooh, that's not good.
And he says, he comes out and he's like, what in the hell were you thinking doxing us? And I said, figured I'd take the piss out of them. You know, they're always threatening they're going to dox me. So I was like, well, here, let me help you out. And he goes, did you ever once think that there's 2 other people in this house that do not want to be doxxed? And I was like, no, actually, I never did think that you guys would be doxxed. I was just figuring I was going to take the piss out of their fun, you know, with them constantly threatening to dox me. So I went ahead and doxed myself. He goes, you doxed all of us. Well, sure enough, I'm in a chat and, you know, it's just like kind of a random chat. And all of a sudden, my real name pops up. My husband's real name pops up. My son's name pops up. And then my 10-year-old niece's name popped up. Now, my 10-year-old niece, her birth name was Pinzon, but her mother got married, and the man that she married adopted her, so her last name changed. They had her full name. They had her birth name and her adoptive name up there. And they got that because she had a TikTok account. And she would only talk to me on TikTok. And I was like, I freaking hate TikTok. I said, if you can't call me on the phone, I'm not talking to you, because I'm not talking on TikTok. So I uninstalled TikTok from my phone. But just in that little bit of short time that I was trying to talk with her on TikTok, they somehow got her information. So I had to call my niece and tell Callie to get off of TikTok. She's got to get off of it. And so I explained to her what had happened. And she goes, yeah, Callie said she got a weird message. And she said it was something about her aunt. And she's like, which aunt are they talking about? I have 15. She goes, I don't know. She said, I have no idea. She goes, do you know who it was that sent you the message? And she told her who it was and everything. And I'm thinking, oh, God, this is like the worst of the trolls, And so I made it known that they had gone after a 10-year-old. I'm like, you want to come after me? That's one thing. My son, he's a computer hacker. He'll come after you. My husband, he just gets pissed off. But when you go after a little 10-year-old and her little TikTok account, you cross the line.
Got to get you shot.
Yeah. But they figure, they're over in the UK, they're safe. And it's like, oh no, you ain't safe at all. Trust me.
So I don't know. I've never had TikTok, never been on TikTok, never been on Facebook. This is the pinnacle of my computer experience is YouTube and StreamYards, and that's it.
Yep.
And very few people have my address. KK has it because I keep hoping she's going to send me a love note.
I'm sending you more than a love note.
I know. You're such a sweetheart.
She's going to send you a poster of that guy.
No, that'd be for his wife.
She might kick me out.
I'd like a poster of him.
No, I got a real goodie basket coming from KK. I can't wait to get it.
Yup. I do give out goodie baskets. Okay.
Sent me a nice goodie basket.
Pardon me?
I said, you sent me a good goodie basket.
Yeah.
The homemade backpack and the t-shirts, concert shirts.
I was going to say something, but no, my brain went out. Well,
Welcome.
guys, I really love you and everything, but I got to get some sleep.
Alrighty.
Yeah, good grief. It's already 1:30 a.m. I didn't realize it was that late.
2:30 here, so yeah. But I know, Sax, you're up all night, and I understand that. But I'm old.
I'm old too. I try not to be up all night,
Look
but
at
usually
these
I can't.
eyes. They're old.
Kathy, I'm older than you.
No, dear, I'm older than you, remember?
No, I don't remember.
So I tell everybody it's not the years
I'm
that get you, it's
62,
those
you're
miles.
61.
Okay. Alrighty.
We had
You
that.
got me by a year.
Yeah. I had sex. You had sex before I did, but whatever. I only did it once, so.
Come on now. Everybody who believes that, raise their hand.
She's telling
Night,
Blind
Shirley.
Tail.
Shirley, you've been still in here listening to us. Night, sweetheart, Shirley.
That's Shirley.
Yeah, I said that to one of. I went to a concert once, and I said I only had sex once. You know, and they're like, "You only had sex once." I said,
Yeah, but it lasted for 25 years. I'm a little tired now.
No, I says I only have to admit that I had sex once. I have one child. You know, they just didn't go. What do you mean you didn't have sex? Oh, forget it, people. Get over yourself.
No, I know. I pulled out. I used to pull that birthday when people would say, "How old are you going to be?" And I would say, you know, "Oh, well, I'm celebrating the 40th anniversary of my 20th birthday." They'd be like, "What?" And I'm like, "I'm celebrating the 40th anniversary of my 20th birthday."
I like that. I like that kind of logic.
Yeah,
Oh, it takes them a while to figure it out.
yeah.
And I'm
But
like,
you
I don't celebrate birthdays. I celebrate anniversaries now. So I'm 61 now. Well, at that time I was 60, but yeah, I love messing with people doing shit like that.
That's how you figure out the smart ones from the not so smart ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Okay, I'm
KK,
gonna go to sleep.
thank you for having me up here.
as always, you're always welcome.
I always enjoy shooting a breeze with you, and
Well,
it was nice talking to you as well.
Thank you, sir. I enjoyed talking with you.
well, love yous both. You have a blessed, blessed night. Night.
Night,
Yes.
KK.
Night
Yeah.
to both y'all, everybody in the chat. Love and respect.
Yep.
Bye. Hi and bye, hardcore.
Hi and bye, hardcore.
Love you, you crazy ass woman.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna end this.